Oh, I'm sorry. I'll call this December 10th, 2024 Board of Zoning Appeals meeting to order. David, would you like to do roll call?
Sure. Pete Saunders, Vicky Gushrowski,
Present.
Mark Danielson, Brian Cager,
Present.
Nate Laux. Three present.
Staff, did you have time to review the minutes from the October 8th meeting?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve.
I will second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We have special exemption use number 2402 petition with a petitioner like to come forward, or David. Do we want to have him propose both and his deferral?
He's going to talk about both.
Okay. All right. Please, yes.
I just wanted to come and say thanks, guys, for looking at the idea that we wanted to present. But as it turns out, the owner of the property has declined to sell it to me. Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Dave Lewis, need my address? 2762 South 350 West, LaPorte, Indiana. No problem. Yeah, the owners opted out of selling it to me because of the timeline that would take to do this process, 3 or 4 months by the time closing and everything, so they just said they'd rather not sell it and put it back on the market. So thank you guys for taking a look at it and trying to make something happen here. So,
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for trying to do something in the city. Good for you. Thank you.
So, David, do you want to read the, we don't need to, we just
No,
denote that it's been
he's
deferred?
withdrawing
Withdrawal.
his petition, so there's nothing for us to consider.
Okay,
No, thanks, Dave.
thank you, Dave.
Yep.
So item number 6, number 2411 petitioner. Petitioner like to come forward?
Good evening. My name is Austin Savilik with Sinorama, 1205 Calvin Avenue, Valparaiso, Indiana. Here to allow a 41 by 144 roof sign, or a sign above the roof line.
David, do you want to walk us through?
Sure. So item number 6, variance of development standards 24-11 petition is to allow a 41-inch by 144-inch roof sign above the roof line. This is at 2910 Monroe Street. The property, as you see on the map, is outlined in red. The proposed location for the sign on this map is the drive-through area on the front of the building, or the picture that the applicant provided. This is also a picture of the sign. It's not illuminated, it's just a standard sign. None of the signs on the property are illuminated. There is a monument sign closer to the road. This is probably about 160 to 180 feet back from the property line for Monroe Street. As you can see, it kind of goes under that drive-through area there, the extension off the main part of the building, which is the main entrance for the business itself. This is the view from the road. As you can see, the monument sign is there off to the right where the pond is. This property is requesting a variance because the ordinance currently does not allow signs to be located above the roof line. And by the ordinance, this is above the gutter line of the the structure itself. However, staff does find that the main structure itself is set back away from that front entryway, or probably more commonly known as kind of a drive-through portico area for drop-offs and pickups. And so the roof sign will be positioned at the lowest point according to where the main structure's roof is, in a way that it's not, one second, I was finding the word there, it kind of escaped me, but it'll be positioned in a way where it's subtle and it's not overpowering, it's not going to be over the top of that main structure. The ordinance does allow the property owner or the business to have a maximum of 10% of a wall, maximum of 100 square feet wall area, so that's including window signs and all of that. In total, this would be about 40 square feet of a sign. And so the approximately 42 square foot sign is appropriate size and distance away to minimize any negative impacts to the surrounding residential properties to the north of Monroe Street. The strict applications of the terms of the zoning ordinance to prohibit a sign above the roof line of the building will constitute an unnecessary hardship if applied to the property for which the variance is sought, because the proposed location for the roof sign will be located on the front entryway of the building and not the main building roof structure itself. Additionally, the roof sign is over 150 feet away from the public right-of-way. So staff does find that the requested variance petition conforms to the goals and policies of the countywide land development plan. The petitioner's request to allow a 41-inch by 144-inch sign above the roof line is appropriate for the surrounding commercial, medical, office, institutional, and residential properties along Monroe Street. Staff recommends approval of the petitioner's request to allow a 41-inch by 144-inch sign above the roof line, and I'll answer any questions if you have them.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have some questions, David. So you say that they're on the code, the city code, that these types of signs aren't typically allowed. What is the purpose of that code?
So that code, it's under the prohibited sign section, and so it lists a number of different signs that are allowed. And so mainly the purpose of that sign above the roof line is to prohibit signs that extend beyond the plane of the structure and become more of above the building itself. Because signs are typically meant to display where you're going to the structure itself, is to identify how to get to the business itself.
So this sign will not exceed the peak of the building, is what you're saying, okay? And we've got all these other buildings over here on Monroe, getting close to Boyd Boulevard, Cutler Funeral Home, these kind of things. Would the city plan department be okay if these other buildings or these other businesses had similar requests?
So with a variance request, each one would be on a case-by-case basis. And so each particular building would present a different case. And so with it not being the main structure, with this building, it doesn't have as much wall space, and they could add on to the building. They could do things like that within the zoning ordinance. But with it not having the wall space there, it does present a case that there may be an area that's subtle and it's not above the middle peak of the roof of the main structure.
I just want to be careful that we're not setting a precedent with one building, that all of these buildings kind of have a similar aesthetic out there, right? And so I want to be very careful about saying we're going to allow one place to do it and not others. Is there a sign near the road for this company?
There's a monument sign there existing.
Okay. So this would be their second sign then?
It would be a sign on the building itself, which is allowed by the ordinance.
Yeah, absolutely,
not
but yeah.
above the roof.
Okay, all right. I don't think I have any more questions. Thank you.
Any other questions? Do we want to make a motion?
Public hearing.
Wait, I'm sorry. At this point, I have to open it to public comment. Is there anyone from public? Hearing none, I'll close this section of the public. Would like to make a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the variance for the sign on the, above the roof line.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for your time, and David, thank you for helping me out with this variance. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Nate.
Oh, I didn't mention that.
Item number 7, old business. 8, new business. Any other business?
I just wanted to point out that I provided the meeting dates and deadlines for the applications along with your packets for you.
David, is there a way to get this, will this be on the BZA website
Yeah,
on the city?
it'll be, it's already, it's in the process or already on the application page.
Perfect.
For OpenGov as well as on the website too.
Yeah, the more information, the
We're a
better
little
for the
bit ahead of the
public.
game.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned. Thank you.
Do I need to sign anything?